guys, it's me, and today I am here with an exciting new video for you guys today, and today we are going to be unboxing the April 2021 base box from Boxycharm. This is my second box from Boxycharm that I am trying out. I'm super excited for this month because I have learned that there is possibly a Natasha Denona palette in here. I'm super excited about that, and hopefully it's in here. This guy actually got here a lot sooner than I was expecting it to, because I know my first box, which I got last month for March, it didn't get here until almost like the middle of the month, and this guy came in on Saturday the 10th. It's currently the 12th that I'm filming this, so yeah, this guy came in pretty early. I didn't know that I was going to be coming in this early, but it's here, so we're going to be trying it out today. I'm super excited for it. If you don't know what Boxycharm is, it is a monthly beauty subscription service, so you can get like full-sized makeup items and skincare items in it. The base box here goes for $25 a month, but then you also got to add tax to it, so it's going to cost you just $26 and some change. Shipping is included with the price, so you only got to pay but once a month and you're good to go. And I'm doing Boxycharm this year like I did Ipsy last year. I tried out Ipsy for 3 months last year, and for this year I'm going to be trying out Boxycharm for a total of 4 months, and I'm doing 4 months this time around because, for one, I think I'm going to enjoy Boxycharm a lot more because you're getting full-size items, and generally they're from brands that are a bit more well-known, but also because June is my birthday month, and I think that it would be fun to get a box during my birthday month and have that be the cutoff for it. Without further ado, let's go ahead and dive on into this. But before we do so, if you guys are new here to my channel, don't forget to hit subscribe, and also while you're down there, definitely give this video a thumbs up because that'll help me out a lot. All my links are down in the description box below, and yeah, let's do this. Okay, so before we dive into the box, I do want to go over some items that I might be using today. Well, there's one item that I know for a fact I'm going to be using today that's new to me, but there's a second item that I might use that's new to me today. I don't know. It just depends on if I think that I'll wind up going with the makeup look in the end. But during Ulta's 21 Days of Beauty, on the last day of it, they had the Anastasia Brow Wiz on there for 50% off, so I went ahead and picked that guy up because I really do love that brow pencil, but I can't justify spending $23 on it, but I can justify $11.50. And one of the items that I went ahead and picked up with that order was this guy here. This is the KVD Studded Kiss lipstick in the shade Lolita, and we all know Lolita. The item that I know for a fact that I'm going to be trying out in this video is the ColourPop Pretty Fresh foundation. And I got the shade 33. Yeah, light 33C. I went ahead and swatched this guy on Saturday just to see how it was going to look, because looking at it in the bottle, I was like, it looks pretty pink. Let me swatch it, and it is very pink, so hopefully this is actually going to look good on me. But yeah, but those are the products that are new to me that I'm also going to be testing out, or at least I know for a fact I'm going to be trying out that foundation today. Again, not sure if I'll be trying out the Lolita lipstick or not. It just depends on what the eye makeup looks like and if that's going to be a lipstick that'll suit it. And I hear the wood chipper in my neighborhood somewhere, so you might hear them later on if somebody has tree limbs down here on my street, so just be prepared for that. Okay, so we got the flyer here, and it says sweet treats. I'm guessing because it's like a maybe like an Easter theme and everything. It's very pastel, perfect for springtime. I know, like, I'm very much like an alternative person, but I am really into pastels right now for whatever reason. Like, I bought like a bunch of clothes from ASOS recently. Like, I got like a dusty rosy mauvey shirt, like a very pastel pink shirt, a mint green shirt, and it's green. It's actually green. It's not like a pastel teal type of mint. It's like a spearmint green. Got that shirt, and then I got a pastel blue shirt. Yeah, that's what I got with that order. And then like an order that I had placed, I think it was like earlier this month, I think. I got some pastel blue shorts. And then an order that I placed before that, I got a lavender shirt. So I'm really into pastels right now. So yeah, and I talked about this on like Facebook and Twitter, but if you can't accept me at my Debbie, you don't deserve me at my Morticia. If you catch that reference, love you. Anyways, getting back on course here. On the back side of this flyer, you get a little list of all the items that are in here. I'm gonna start pulling things out one by one. The first item that I see here is from Touch and Soul, and this is the Icy Sherbet Primer. And it says that it's silicone free and has a cooling effect. Okay, I don't know anything about this brand. Okay, it looks like they are cruelty free, but I checked like 2 different sources. I think it was Ethical Elephant that I saw just then. Let me make sure. Yeah, Ethical Elephant says that they're cruelty-free, but Cruelty Free Kitty says that they're one of the brands that falls into the category where they haven't given like sufficient information as to whether or not they are cruelty-free. So I'm going to skirt on the line saying that they are cruelty-free because I know Cruelty Free Kitty is very intense, and I do think that they put some bias into whether or not a brand is or isn't cruelty free. That's just me personally. But this is a K-beauty brand though. And there's like stuff both in English and Korean on this packaging. Like I said, I've heard of this brand, but I've never tried anything from them. But yeah, this is the packaging. It is a hefty product. It's definitely got some weight to it. You get 50 grams in here, which is equivalent to 1.76 ounces. Lock your looks in place and keep them cool with this Icy Sherbet Primer. This gel primer has an instant cooling effect once applied that hydrates and preps skin for makeup. The formula is silicone free with water capturing technology to lock in moisture and leave your skin feeling silky smooth. And this guy retails for $32. If you guys keep up with me, you know how I feel about primers. I just use moisturizer. I have very, very dry skin. I don't know if you guys could tell, but I definitely got a decent amount of dryness happening right here. And yeah, my eczema broke out over the weekend and is just hanging out right here, the corner of my mouth. Because this is a primer, I'm going to need some moisturizer to go on beforehand. So I'm going to quickly grab a moisturizer to use to prep my skin and whatnot. Alright, so there's that guy. The next thing that I got in here, oh, this is a pretty decent sized bottle. We have another skincare item. This is the Georgette Klinger. I do not know. I've never heard of this brand before. This is the vitamin C mask, and it says that it's suitable for all skin types. Okay. Alright, I've never heard of this brand before. I don't see anything on here stating whether or not it is cruelty. Oh, it is cruelty free. Okay, it says here. Made in the US, cruelty free, paraben free, and dye free. Okay, cool. Revitalize, brighten, and even your complexion in minutes with a powerful infusion of vitamin C to protect skin and prevent free radical damage? Okay. Prevent free radical damage while boosting collagen production. This clay-based mask draws out impurities, allowing argan and avocado oils to nourish and revitalize your skin. Ooh, I might not be able to use this because it has argan oil in it, and I'm allergic to argan oil, so I don't think I'm going to be able to use this guy. So, ooh, that's not good. Let me check the ingredients. See. Ooh, and it's pretty high up on the list too. Ooh. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to use this guy. Retail value for this guy is $36. So already just with these first 2 items here, we are at $68 as in like amount of product in here. So alrighty, so next up we have a product that I was hoping that I would get. I'm so excited for this. This is the Dragon Lash Tubing Mascara from Queen Studio. So Queen Studio is a makeup brand owned by Amy Noonan, whom is the lead singer of Queen Herbie. And some of you guys might remember her from being in a project called Carmen. Well, Carmen died several years ago, and from the ashes came Queen Herbie. And I have been wanting to try this brand for so long. and I am so excited to give this mascara a go. Ooh, I am so excited for this. I've been wanting to try this brand for so long. If you follow my music channel, which link is always down in the description box below, I've done reaction videos to Queen Herbie before in the past, and each time I do a reaction video to her stuff, I always reference the fact that I need to try out her makeup. Instantly create the look of lash extensions with Dragon Lash Mascara. This lash doubling volumizing mascara lengthens and separates, giving you flirty, intensely black lashes. Dragon Lash Mascara is a semi-permanent high gloss black tubing mascara. Unlike conventional wax-based mascaras, tubing mascaras contain polymers that wrap around the lashes, creating tubes so that they don't smudge or flake. Plus, they're easy to remove, making you less likely to experience lash fallout during removal. Hooray for healthy lashes, and that retails for $18. Okay. I was not expecting to get something like this. So we got tweezers. Alright, these are from Monicadar Beauty, and it's a 2-piece tweezer set. It's time to say pluck it to bad brows. This tweezer set contains one slanted tweezer for precise plucking and one pointed tweezer to isolate a single hair in a large area. A long handle provides a more controlled tweeze. This goes for $18. Well, I already have a pair of tweezers. Although, like, this, like, fine-tipped one, though, I could definitely see myself using, because with living a bit in the country and everything, I'm like in that part of like the suburbs where like the country meets like the city and everything, but then too like the town that I live in, like I've born and raised here in the town that I live in, and when I was a kid it was very much like you're pretty much in the country. But now it's becoming more and more like a city. But we have a lot of trees and whatnot around my house, and we do yard work regularly, like each like spring and summer and whatnot. And there have been times where I've gotten splinters, and like the tweezers that my dad has, which are just a little bit smaller than the ones that I have, they're really difficult for removing splinters. So I think like this really fine one right here would actually be beneficial for removing splinters. This other one though, I think it's about the same size as the pair of tweezers that I have from Japanesque. So yeah, I might give this one away to someone, but I think like the smaller one here, I think I'll keep it. So yeah, because I definitely don't need both pairs. And the last item that we got here is a Natasha Denona palette, and this is the Ayana palette. Okay, so this isn't the one that I've been hearing about. The one that I've been hearing about is the Jubilee palette. So, and I'm really excited about this because I've been wanting a Natasha Denona palette for quite some time now. It's a neutrals palette. I was really hoping that I was gonna get the Jubilee palette because it was like very colorful and whatnot, but I mean, I've been wanting like a basic neutrals palette, so I think that this will be like a nice little way to get me to have some neutrals in my collection. But yeah, so we got like 5 shades in here. It looks like 3 mattes and 2 shimmer shades. So a very, like I said, a very much a basic neutrals palette. And it looks like one of the shades might possibly have had a little bit of an accident. I think this last shade down here, it looks fine and everything. It's just that it looks a little dusty in here, as you guys can probably see. I'm still gonna give this guy a go and everything, because like I said, I've been wanting a basic neutrals palette. So the fact that I got one in here, especially a Natasha Denona palette, like, yeah, I'm fine with having this one. Although, like I said, I would have rather have had the Jubilee palette, but no biggie. Most likely I'll see it pop up on, what's it called? Mercari. So I'll keep my eye out on there for that particular palette, because like I said, I really wanted that one because it's got like really beautiful colors in it and everything. So yeah, but still I'm happy to have a Natasha Denona palette because Natasha Denona is very bougie, because this little 5-pan palette right here costs $48. I already know that. When it comes to like these bigger 5-pan palettes from her, they cost $48. $48 for 5 eyeshadows. Bougie. very bougie. Okay, but this is the Ayana eyeshadow palette. And the description on it is a special edition palette created exclusively for Boxycharm, featuring 5 ultra pigmented neutral cool tone shades in a range of muted browns with a touch of sparkling metal green tourmaline. Okay. Inspired by the Japanese meaning of aya, meaning color and design, combined with na, meaning elegant, graceful, and delicate. It's the perfect everyday palette to create sophisticated classic looks as well as evening looks with the super glam finish. Formulated with Natasha's signature blendable, user-friendly formulas and the highest quality pure color pigments, dazzling chroma crystals, and luminous pearls. Suitable for every skin tone, cruelty-free, and allergen-free. Without further ado, let's go ahead and dive on into actually putting makeup on. Start out with moisturizing my face. I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Super Hydrate today. So yeah, now this guy, you would need like a little spatula to like dig this guy out just to make it a little bit easier because it's a gel type formula. So I just take like the end of my tweezers and just scoop some out. At first when I got this moisturizer, I wasn't 100% on board with it, but since I've been using it more frequently, I have been enjoying it. But I still want to try like other moisturizers of this type and everything. Like I really want to try the one from ColourPop. Well, Fourth Ray Beauty. So I'll probably give that one a go at some point in time. Let's go ahead and prime the eyes. I'm gonna be using Urban Decay Primer Potion. This is the original formula. Just gonna be using this guy today. Blending it out using a Real Techniques Deluxe Crease Brush. I love using this brush for blending out primer and concealer. I don't know if you can still get it though. Hopefully you can, because this is a really great brush. I'm going to start out with the shade Harlow, which is this lighter shade down here. And I'm just going to pop this guy into my crease. Well, that applied really nicely. Now we're going to go in with this shade here, and it is Crease. Very original, Natasha. Now when it comes to these particular Boxycharm Natasha Denona palettes, I learned this from watching a video of someone talking about like this month's Boxycharm. And she had said when it comes to these Natasha Denona Boxycharm palettes, they are specifically curated for Boxycharm, like I mentioned earlier when reading off that card. But the shades in them are actually taken from other Natasha Denona palettes that already exist. So these are like shades that exist in other Natasha Denona palettes, and that went on and blended in with that other shade really nicely. I'm just taking it on that same brush that I applied that first shade with. And I've been wanting a Natasha Denona palette for so long. I remember last year the Tropic palette was being phased out from Sephora. And I think it was discontinued altogether. But it was being phased out from Sephora, but it was marked from the original $129 to $64.50. So 50% off. And I really wanted to get it. I wanted it so badly, but I just couldn't bring myself to spend that much money on it. And I was just like, I'll wait till I'm in a space where I can bring myself to do it. And I finally got to that space where I was like, no, let's do it. I can do it. Let's buy this palette. And it sold out. Take this shade some more, and I'm just gonna just bring it into the lid just a little bit. I'm not gonna bring it in too far. I'm just gonna bring it in just a little bit. Like I'd say about maybe like a third of the way in. Or maybe a fourth, better yet. So I don't want to bring it in too far because we're gonna deepen things up. Now I'm just gonna take this deep brown shade which is called Lash Line. Again, these names, they're so original. Lazy names for eyeshadows bug me a little bit, okay? Leave me alone. But I'm just gonna take it on this little brush here. This is from the e.l.f. Mint Melt collection. This is the eye contour brush. I'm just gonna pop this in the outer portion of the eye. Bring it into like the crease in the outer portion ever so slightly. I'm not gonna take it too far in. I'm just gonna feather it inward some. And I'm gonna take that blending brush from earlier. This is a Wet n Wild, I think it's crease brush, blending brush. And I'm just gonna blend that out. And I don't have any extra product on this brush either. I'm just taking it as it is. That blended out really nicely. But man, these shadows are blending so nicely though. I mean, look at this. Like, I'm so used to like when working in like super dark colors, like this lash line shade, that they go like kind of patchy or they're just really difficult to blend. But this is just blending out so nicely. Like, I'm not having to work hard to get it to blend or anything. This shade down here, which is called Glam Green. And I'm just going to take it on this e.l.f. Mint Melt eyeshadow brush. And I'm just going to pop this onto the lid. Oh, wow. Ooh. That packed a punch right from the get-go. Oh, wow. I wasn't expecting this much. Like, I've heard a lot of like mixed reviews on the metallic formula from Natasha Denona, so I wasn't expecting it to do something like this. Wow. This is really pretty. I know like I shit on like basic neutral stuff like this a lot, but it's just simply because like it's basic. It's not that interesting to me. I like stuff that's a little bit more like colorful and bold and whatnot. But hey, neutrals can be fun and everything. I just prefer colorful stuff. This is such an interesting color too. Like, it's definitely got some green to it, but it also has like some like gray and like maybe just like a tiny bit of like bronze in it. Like, it's a really interesting color. We're gonna move on to the bottom lid. So I'm gonna throw on some concealer. For this, I'm gonna be using the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. I have the shade Light Peach. I think I might have to get another shade of this concealer though. Just simply because this guy is a bit yellow. It's a bit yellow. It does have like a peach tone to it. But because of it being like very peachy in tone though, it looks a bit more yellow on me. Which isn't that big of a deal, but it's definitely noticeable when like it contrasts with like some of my foundations and everything, like especially the foundation that we're going to be using today, because like I mentioned, that ColourPop foundation is pretty pink, and with this guy being very peach, it's gonna look different. So hopefully it won't look too bad. But I will say this though, one thing that I really like about this concealer is that in recent years, and when I say recent years, I'd say like the past year or so, I have been noticing darkness around my eyes. I used to not have an issue with darkness around my eyes, but I'm starting to have that issue now. And this concealer really helps with toning down that darkness. This shade here, which is Crease. I'm just gonna pick it up on this brush, run this along the bottom portion of the lid, but I'm not going to take it all the way in. I'm only going to take it in, but about maybe halfway to about right there. And I'm going to do that on both sides. This shade looks a lot lighter in the pan than it does on the eye. I will say that, so be careful. And now I'm going to pick up the shade Harlow. Just going to take Harlow here, run it on top of it, and run this into the rest of the eye, and we're going to blend out that crease shade in the process. If I need to take some of that crease shade further into the eye, then I will. But I try not to take them in too far at first. I don't like taking darker colors far into my bottom lid. That's just a me thing because I find that it closes off my eye a little too much. Now I'm going to take this middle shade here. It is called Satin Skin. I'm just going to take it on this brush here. I don't know the name of this brush, if it has a name. It's just like a small little pencil shaped blending brush from Dew Color. And I'm just going to pop this in the inner corners. Ooh, that's a pretty color. It's like a pink tone bronze. It's a really interesting color. Now this one isn't packing nearly as much of a punch as that green shade. So I'm not going to pop anything in my waterlines. That's just how I'm feeling today. Especially when it comes to doing like these darker, smokier looks and everything. I prefer to just keep my waterlines clean. So yeah. But that was this palette. The shades in here performed really nicely. I was really surprised with how well the mattes behaved because they just blended so easily and nicely and whatnot. And like the lid shade, although like from a distance it's not the most exciting, up close it is really pretty and it's a really unique color. And I also really like the center shade too, like because like I said, it's like a bronze shade, but it's like a rose gold bronze. It's a really interesting color. I'm gonna get ready for the mascara, but I'm gonna curl my lashes first, and I'm gonna pull a raw Beauty Kristi with this, and I'm gonna let this hang out on my lashes for a few minutes. So yeah, well, I say a few minutes, for longer than just a couple of seconds like I've been doing the last few times I've curled my lashes. Because it's not that my lashes have a problem with holding up, it's that they have an issue with going straight up. Because my lashes, I don't know if you guys will be able to tell, let me zoom you guys in real quick so you can see my lashes. I don't know if you guys will be able to tell in the viewfinder, but my lashes, for whatever reason, like this past year or so, they've started curling inward and whatnot, and it's very weird, especially on this eye. They're really bad on this eye about it because they just go like that. So the reason why I use a lash curler now is just so I can get them to go upward. Now we're going to pop on some mascara. We're going to be using the Dragon Lash mascara from Queen Studio. Oh wow. Oh, this is a very wet formula. Ooh, okay. And it's a really tiny wand. Look at how tiny this wand is. Wow, okay. Let's give it a go. I've never used a tubing mascara before, so I'm really curious as to how this is going to work out. The good thing with it being a wetter formula is that if you do see some like clumps happening, you can take like the wand and just run it through to separate the lashes and whatnot. Because with how I do my bottom lashes is that I take like the end of the wand and I just like go at the tops of the lashes with like the tip of the wand and everything and do it that way, because I stab myself in the eye way too much if I try to do it like the typical way with using mascara on the bottom lashes. Doing like it's moving on the burning losing. Hit them like I'm wrecking, spinning next, I keep it moving. Put that shit behind me, keep my diamonds blinding. Gotta keep it suave like I'm shining in the 90s. It's doing a great job at like separating and lengthening the lashes. I've used mascaras in the past that are very like separating and whatnot, but this did a pretty good job at separating my lashes. Like I said, over on this eye here, it's not the best, but my lashes usually don't look that great over on this side because of how they grow in and whatnot, but still, it looks a lot better than they have looked in like a while. I have been steering clear from using mascara on my bottom lashes for a while now, and I think I'll continue to do so even with this mascara. Like, it doesn't look bad per se on the bottom lashes. It's just something that I just don't typically do anymore. So yeah, I'm really excited to continue using this mascara though, because like I said, I've been really wanting to try out this brand, and also I've been wanting a new mascara to try out because I've been using the same two mascaras now for the last little while. So now let's move on to the face. So we're going to give this primer a go. So again, this is the Touch in Sol Filter Icy Sherbet Primer. Oh. Like, I watched Manny's unboxing video yesterday, and he said that this guy was like a matte texture, like a matte finish, and it looked interesting on screen, but look at this. That is interesting. That is an interesting texture and an interesting finish. So, oh god, this feels really cold. Okay. So I'm just gonna take like what's on like the little seal lid and everything, and we're gonna use it. I'm gonna start out using a small amount of product, and then if I need more, then I'll use more. But we'll start out with this much first. I need to like straighten this guy out. Like, it's still sticking straight up. So I'm just gonna like smooth this guy down, so that way I can put the lid back on it and not have like a lot of product caught up on the lid there. I'm just gonna take what's left and just pop it onto my forehead. Like, it absorbed into the skin really nicely, and it definitely has like a cooling feel to it. It's a really interesting texture though. It's a really interesting texture because, like I said, it feels like it should have like silicone in it, but pretty sure it said that it was silicone free. Like, I know I talked about before that I'm not really the type to use primers, but I'm intrigued by this. I think I might use this guy. Will I repurchase it? I don't know. How much does this guy cost again? Like $36? $32. So I don't know if I'll repurchase it and everything, but who knows? I might wind up liking it. Okay, so now it's time to move on to foundation. Going to be using the ColourPop Pretty Fresh foundation. Again, I'm in the shade Light 33C, right? Yeah, Light 33C. This is light. Oh, this is a bit pale for me. Oops. Well, guess we're gonna roll with it. Actually, now that like it's like setting into my skin and whatnot, I think it might actually be a pretty good match for me. It's just that I have a lot of like pinkness in my skin, so sometimes some foundations tend to look a lot paler on me than they actually are. I'm gonna go ahead and set my foundation using the setting spray that I got in last month's box, which is the Rose Water Setting Spray from Maven Beauty. I mentioned this in that video, but Maven Beauty is not a brand I support, but since I have it, I'm going to use it. And also, I wound up learning after using the setting spray with a few different makeup looks that I've done recently since doing that initial video. The setting spray works better on top of foundation instead of just using it without foundation. I had to depot my Milk Baked bronzer because the component on it broke and I couldn't get any product out of it, so I had to put it in this little container here. So yeah, I haven't used bronzer in so long, so I'm hoping I remember how to do this. For blush, I'm just going to use the Fenty Cheeks Out Cream Blush in Petal Poppin'. I'm using the Fenty Beauty Diamond Bomb in How Many Carats. This is a mini. And I'm applying it using this brush here. This is a e.l.f. Fluffy Eye Blender brush. I got this in like their smoky eye brush set thingy. And I really like using this brush to apply this highlighter. It does a really good job at it. I just filled in my brows using the NYX Micro Brow Pencil and Taupe. I'm using this guy today because the eye look is very neutral, so I think this guy will work out just fine. Let's talk about the items that we tried out from this glam bag. So the primer I'm gonna have to get back to you guys on, because this is a type of product that you do have to use over a period of time. It's hard to give like a review on a first impression of like a product like this, because this kind of works like a skincare item. And then the Dragon Lash mascara, I actually really like this. This is a really pretty mascara. It looks really nice on the lashes. Like I mentioned before, it's really tricky for me to like get my lashes to look separated on this eye because of the fact that they curl inwards like this and everything. Like even after using a lash curler, they still will curl inwards, but it at least helps direct them in the right place a little bit. But this mascara looks really nice and it did a good job at separating those lashes. So I really do like this guy. And of course the Natasha Denona palette, this guy performed really nicely. So really happy about having this guy. Items that I did not try out in this video are the tweezers, because I mean they're just tweezers, and then the vitamin C mask. And like I mentioned before, I'm not going to be able to use this guy because it has argan oil in it. Let me take it out of its box real quick actually, because that way we can actually see what the packaging looks like on it, because I never did take it out. So this is the packaging on that guy. This is the Georgette Klinger vitamin C mask, and it has like this type of pump on it. So that's what it looks like. I never did show it to you guys earlier, but I am gonna give this to somebody because like I said, this is something that I cannot use because I am allergic to argan oil. So yeah, that's a bit of a bummer. But in terms of the items that I used in this video and everything, I think my two favorites are definitely the palette and the mascara. Like I said, the primer is something that I'm going to have to continue to use and everything to see whether or not I like it. Going on, it felt really nice and everything, but I'll have to see like over time if it is something that is actually doing something for me. I wouldn't necessarily say that this box was a win, but it also wasn't a fail either. But at the same time, like last month's box, I liked 3 of the items in it, and like actually now that time has passed, actually 4 of the items, because I actually do really like that setting spray, which bugs me. But that was this month's Boxycharm though. Let's see, let me do like a quick roundup of the value of this box. This box comes up to a $132 value. And I only paid, but like I said, $25 for it. So overall, got a decent amount of stuff in here, really good deal and whatnot. And I wish I could use this guy. I probably can. It's just that because of the fact that I'm allergic to argan oil and it's really high up on the ingredients list, it does make me a little bit worried. But that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys liked this look. Did you guys get Boxycharm this month? Have you gotten your box yet? Let me know in the comments below. Did you guys enjoy any of the items that you got? Did you not enjoy any of the items? Let me know. I'd like to know what you guys thought about it. But until I see you guys in my next video, whenever the hell that may be. Goodbye.